Let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered why two people can live very different lives, yet one feels calm and fulfilled, while the other always feels dissatisfied? Many of us believe happiness comes after success, money, or recognition. We tell ourselves that gratitude will come later, when life finally becomes easier. But what if gratitude is not the result of happiness, but the source of it? When this idea begins to settle, something important changes. You stop waiting for life to improve before you feel okay. By listening until the end, you will not only practice clear, natural English, but also learn a life lesson that can quietly reshape how you experience each day. Instead of chasing happiness somewhere in the future, you begin to notice how fulfillment grows in the present moment through awareness, attention, and appreciation. And if this lesson gave you something useful, I'd love it if you tapped like and subscribe to the channel. It helps you stay connected, and it also helps this little learning community grow. Every click really does make a difference. With love, let's dive in. Why do we often think happiness is something we must chase? Many people grow up believing that happiness is waiting in the future after achieving something important. Society often teaches us to move forward constantly, to improve, to earn more, and to prove our value. Over time, this creates a habit of always wanting the next thing. Gratitude is delayed because the mind keeps saying, "Not yet." The problem with this way of thinking is that it never truly ends. One goal replaces another, and satisfaction remains just out of reach. When you pause and question this pattern, you may notice how tiring it feels. Shifting attention from what is missing to what is already present changes the experience of life. Instead of running forward all the time, you begin standing where you are. That shift creates space for appreciation, and appreciation opens the door to a calmer and more stable sense of happiness. What does it really mean to say gratitude creates happiness? To say that gratitude creates happiness means understanding that joy grows from awareness, not from possessions or achievements. Gratitude is not pretending that everything is perfect. It is about recognizing value in what already exists. When attention moves away from constant comparison, the mind begins to relax. You stop fighting reality and start accepting it as it is. Happiness then becomes less about excitement and more about inner steadiness. It feels quieter, but deeper. When gratitude leads, your emotional experience changes, even if nothing outside changes. This is why some people feel rich inside, even with very little. Gratitude trains the mind to notice meaning now, not someday in the future. When practiced gently and regularly, this way of seeing life slowly becomes fulfillment that feels stable, grounded, and real. Why doesn't money or status guarantee fulfillment? Money and status can make certain parts of life easier, but they cannot guarantee lasting inner peace. The reason is simple. The human mind adapts very quickly. What once felt exciting soon becomes normal. When happiness depends only on external things, it fades as soon as the mind gets used to them. This creates a cycle of always wanting more. Gratitude breaks that cycle. Instead of asking life to impress you, you begin to appreciate what is already here. A quiet meal, a safe place, or a moment of rest can feel ordinary or deeply meaningful, depending on how you see it. Without gratitude, even abundance can feel empty. With gratitude, simple moments feel rich. This understanding helps you stop comparing your life to others and start experiencing your own life more fully and honestly. How can each moment truly be a gift? Each moment becomes a gift when you realize it will never return. Life moves forward quietly, and many moments pass without being noticed. Gratitude begins with noticing. When you slow down and become aware of where you are, you start to see that even ordinary moments hold opportunity. You can learn something, reflect, rest, or choose differently. A moment does not need to be exciting to be meaningful. It only needs to be real. Treating moments as gifts helps you step out of autopilot. You begin to listen more carefully and feel more present in your own life. Problems do not disappear, but they feel lighter when you face them with awareness. Gratitude brings attention back to now instead of pulling you into regret or worry, and that focus creates calm, clarity, and quiet strength. What does stop, look, and go really mean? Stop, look, and go is a simple way to practice gratitude in everyday life. First, you stop. You pause instead of reacting immediately, even if only for a few seconds. This pause creates space between you and your thoughts. Then you look. You observe what is actually happening, both around you and inside you. You notice your surroundings, your emotions, and what is available in this moment. You do not judge it as good or bad. You simply see it clearly. Finally, you go. You take a small positive action based on awareness instead of fear. Gratitude is not passive appreciation. It leads to thoughtful movement. By stopping, looking, and going, you respond to life instead of being pushed by it. This simple process helps you stay grounded and move forward with intention, even during stressful or uncertain moments. Why is stopping so important in a busy life? Stopping is important because much of our stress comes from constant mental movement. The mind jumps quickly between worries, plans, and memories, rarely resting. When you stop, even briefly, you interrupt this pattern. Stopping does not mean giving up or avoiding responsibility. It means creating awareness. A short pause can calm your body and reduce emotional noise. In that pause, you may notice your breath, your posture, or the simple fact that you are safe in this moment. This awareness helps you step out of automatic reactions like anger, impatience, or fear. When you stop first, you regain control over how you respond. Life slows down just enough for clarity to appear. From that calmer place, decisions feel easier and actions feel more thoughtful and balanced instead of rushed or emotional. How does looking carefully change how we feel? Looking carefully means observing reality without rushing to judge it. Instead of immediately calling a situation good or bad, you simply notice what is present. When you truly look, small details often appear. Light in a room, a moment of quiet, or your own ability to continue. This kind of attention shifts focus away from what is missing and toward what is here. It does not ignore pain or difficulty. It places them inside a wider picture. When experiences are seen clearly, emotions soften. Fear becomes information instead of panic. Sadness becomes something you can understand rather than fight. Gratitude grows naturally through honest observation. By looking with openness, you stop resisting reality and begin relating to it with curiosity. This creates emotional balance and helps you feel steadier, even when circumstances are not perfect or fully resolved. Why does gratitude naturally lead to action? Gratitude creates a feeling of connection, and connection naturally leads to movement. When you stop and look clearly, the next step often feels obvious. You do not act from pressure or fear. You act from care and understanding. Gratitude gives energy without urgency. Actions feel lighter because they are not driven by resistance. You might speak more kindly, rest when needed, or take one small step forward. Even difficult actions feel more manageable when they come from acceptance instead of struggle. Over time, this builds trust in yourself. You learn that you can move through life thoughtfully, without forcing everything to happen at once. Gratitude helps you act with purpose rather than panic. Step by step, it turns awareness into meaningful progress, guided by clarity instead of emotional tension. Can gratitude exist during difficult situations? Gratitude does not mean being thankful for pain, loss, or tragedy. That would not be honest. But even during difficult situations, there is often something meaningful to recognize. You may not be grateful for what happened, but you can be grateful for your ability to respond, learn, and continue. This kind of gratitude is about resilience. When you see that you still have choice, you regain a sense of inner strength. Life may feel heavy, but you are not powerless. Gratitude becomes a quiet support that helps you stay steady instead of collapsing under pressure. Pain may still be present, but it does not fully define you. By recognizing what remains possible, you allow growth without denying difficulty. This creates stability and self-respect during moments of uncertainty and challenge. How does gratitude affect fear and anger? Fear and anger often come from feeling threatened, unsupported, or out of control. When the mind believes something important is missing, it reacts quickly and strongly. Gratitude gently changes this inner signal. By noticing what is still stable in your life, your body begins to relax. Your breathing slows, and emotional intensity softens. Fear turns into awareness instead of panic. Anger turns into understanding instead of explosion. Gratitude does not make you passive or weak. It helps you respond instead of react. From a calmer state, you can protect yourself and others more wisely. Over time, this steadiness reduces inner conflict and aggressive reactions. You start to feel more grounded, even when situations are difficult. Gratitude reminds you that not everything is broken, even when something hurts. This awareness brings balance and helps you meet challenges with clarity rather than emotional force. What is the difference between abundance and scarcity thinking? Scarcity thinking focuses on what is missing. It creates constant tension, fear, and comparison. When the mind is stuck in scarcity, it feels like there is never enough time, safety, love, or opportunity. Abundance thinking feels very different. It focuses on what is already available in the present moment. This does not mean ignoring problems or pretending life is easy. It means recognizing that even in difficulty, there is still meaning, choice, and possibility. Gratitude naturally supports abundance thinking because it trains attention toward value instead of lack. When abundance grows inside, anxiety slowly loses its power. You stop seeing life as a competition and start seeing it as a shared experience. Challenges still exist, but they feel less threatening when fear is no longer leading every thought and decision. How does gratitude improve relationships? Gratitude changes how you see other people and how you relate to them. Instead of focusing only on mistakes or disappointments, you begin to notice effort, presence, and intention. This shift softens communication. You listen more carefully and respond with less tension. Gratitude does not mean accepting harmful behavior or ignoring boundaries. It means choosing clarity instead of resentment. When appreciation is present, conversations feel safer and more honest. Over time, trust grows naturally. Gratitude also improves the relationship you have with yourself. You become less critical and more patient with your own growth. You allow learning without shame. Relationships shaped by gratitude feel lighter and more balanced. Even during disagreement, there is more understanding. Connection becomes something that supports growth, not something that constantly feels heavy or fragile. How can gratitude become a daily practice, not just an idea? Gratitude becomes real through gentle repetition, not pressure or perfection. Every day offers moments to pause, notice, and choose awareness. You do not need special routines or ideal conditions. Ordinary life is enough. When gratitude is practiced regularly, it slowly becomes a habit of attention. You begin noticing meaning without effort. Small moments feel more important. Difficulties still appear, but they feel easier to carry. Your inner dialogue becomes calmer and kinder. You stop rushing through the day on autopilot and begin experiencing it more fully. Over time, gratitude becomes something you live, not something you think about. It stays with you during simple moments and difficult ones, helping you remain grounded and present. This steady practice quietly reshapes how life feels from the inside. What kind of life grows from living gratefully? A grateful life is not free from challenges, but it feels deeply alive and grounded. When you stop chasing happiness and start noticing life as it is, fulfillment appears naturally. Attention shifts from wanting more to appreciating what is already here. Fear slowly loses its strength. Connection grows stronger. You feel more present and less alone inside your own thoughts. Living gratefully changes how you move through the world. Reactions become calmer. Judgment softens into understanding. You respond with awareness instead of impulse. Over time, this way of living supports a more peaceful and connected experience of life. Gratitude reminds you that even now, in this moment, life holds meaning, richness, and opportunity. When you live from that awareness, what you have begins to feel enough. And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss the next lesson. Your support means so much. It keeps this space alive and growing. With love. Thank you for being here, and I can't wait to continue this journey with you.